Good day everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. So today we'll be learning about JavaScript, but we're focusing on random numbers. So how do we generate random numbers in JavaScript? So that's our focus. We're using the math objects. So looking at my screen, we have three tasks, which is to generate a random number from 0 to 20, generate a random number from 1 to 20, and also generate a random number from 20 to 50. So let's get started. Okay, so over here I'm going to create a variable to hold each task. So this will be task 1. And okay, before I do this, let's talk about the math object. So for us to perform arithmetic operations, JavaScript provides us with an object called the math object. So let's simply console it out. So when I refresh, you see we have an object called math, and inside we have properties and methods and constants which we can use to perform complex and basic arithmetic or mathematical functions and expressions. Alright, so over here you can see things like pi, square root, and others so far. So based on that, I think if we scroll down, we should see random. Our exercise is to generate random numbers. So we are going to make use of this method called the random method of the math object. So let's go back and recreate our variable. I'm using the const keyword. So I'll make use of the math object, then the random method. So when we console our variable, console.log task1, what do we get? Can you see we are getting random numbers from 0 to 1. So we can get 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.9, 0.8. Alright. So but we can never get to 1. Alright. So that's how it works. But our task is to generate a random number from 0 to 20. So how do we go about it? We need to make use of arithmetic operators to do this. So over here, I'm simply going to use the multiplication operator, alright, to multiply. So what am I multiplying to? I'll provide 21 as a value. Okay, so doing this, we are going to get random numbers from 0 to 20. So we have this, right? So in most cases, when you're generating random numbers, you don't need these decimal points. Okay, so how do we go about it? We can use another method provided to the math object called the math.floor. So over here, I'm going to make use of it, math.floor. And I will basically cut this into the method. So if we go back, we should see we've rounded down. So we are getting random numbers from 0 to 20. Okay, so we've gotten 20. So the next task is to generate a random number from 1 to 20. So I'm just going to duplicate this so that it will make it easier. And I'll change the variable to task2 and change this to task2. And over here, it's practically the same logic, but we need to do something. Alright, so over here, when we refreshed using the first task, we saw 0, but now the second task is to generate a random number from 1 to 20. So how do we go about it? We can simply use our arithmetic operator, also called addition. You can use it. So remember, we get 0. Okay, so whenever we get 0, we want to increment it by 1. Okay, that means we can only get from 1 to 20. So it's practically simple. So let's test this out. We get 20, we get 1, but no matter how you run this code over and over again, you won't get 0. So we are done with the second task. Let's look at the third task. So I'll create a new variable called task3, and now let's hold on. We want to generate a random number from 20 to 50. From 20 to 50. So let's see how we can do that. So what are we going to multiply to? Please, the logic is want to get random numbers from 20 to 50. Okay, so we know 20 plus 30 will always give us 50, right? So over here, we can simply multiply by 31. Okay, so meaning we get random numbers from 0 to 30. Okay, and based on that, we can, so using the addition, we can add 20 on that. So if we get 0, we basically add 20. If we get 1, we basically add 20, giving us 21. So if we get 30, we basically add 20. So you can see the logic allows us to get random numbers from 20 to 50. So I will console this out. Let us test it out. So please focus on the third line on our console terminal. So I refresh, we get 21, we get 49, we get 43, 35, 46, 28, 20. We get 50. So yeah, we've seen how to generate random numbers from 0 to 20, generate a random number from 1 to 20, generate a random number from 20 to 50. Kindly like, share and subscribe. Okay, so see you in the next video.